This tutorial is for help on Lesson 4 homework question number 2. An electronics store is having a 21% off sale where the sales price is 21% less than the original price of any item in the store. So the first thing we're going to do is do a little translation, although I do think that some of this gets a bit confusing when you have the phrase less than the original price because it has a bit of an implied meaning in here. Now, I think a lot of you have already learned how to take off a percent from something, and we go the long route, which works great. So I'm going to ignore this part over here for just a minute and just talk about the concept of less than. So a lot of times, let's do something easy. Let's do 100. We have 100. Let's make it $100. Whatever our item is, just something. It's $100. Now we want to do. Let's do a sale of 20% off. So if I wanted to find the price after having this sale, most of us have already learned that if I take 20% of 100, so I'm going to multiply those together. So this is the price, this is the sale, and this will be the sale price. My fingers are mumbling. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the 100 times 20, which gives me, and I can do that here, 100 times 20% is 0.2, which gives me $20 off of the original price. So then I take this $20 and then I do 100 minus the 20, which then gives me this new sales price. I guess I should move this down one. My new what I'm going to pay for it will be $80. Now, there's a faster way of doing this instead of breaking it up. And when you're in the store, it's actually more friendly to do it this way, which is to say the price of whatever I'm buying, $100, the price of that is the total. It is 100% of the total. So if I am going to have 20% off of it, that means I could take the total 100% of whatever it is, and I'm only going to be paying for some of that. So I'm going to subtract the 20%, which gives me 80%. Whoops, 80%. So I'm taking the whole price, 100% of whatever it is I'm buying. I take off the 20%, and that says I'm only responsible for the 80% of the price for the sale. So I kind of skip a little bit of a step if I'm doing this mentally by taking it from 100% first. Then I find the sales price by taking my price, $100, and then say, okay, well, I'm not paying for 20% of that, so I'm going to pay for the 80% of it, which is what I got here on the sale, times it by 0.8, and I get the 80%. So here's what we're kind of doing. The sales price is 21% less than the 100% of whatever it was to begin with. So 100% changed to a decimal, move your decimal over 2, is actually a 1. So it's 1 minus 0.2, which gets us to over here. I'm going to be looking for this portion of the translation, 1 minus 0.2, because I'm taking 100% minusing, or 0.21. I'm minusing 21%, and then I'm going to just be responsible for the 79 remaining percent. And then to find that amount, just like we did here, we're going to multiply it to the original price. So here we have the sales price is equals. So I'm going to come find where it has equals right after sales price, moving from left to right because we're translating English into the math sentence, reading from left to right in English. So we have the sales price is. So that tells me these bottom two I can ignore because it has sales price of, and that's not the sentence. So we're going to ignore these bottom two and look at these next ones. Sales price is and is. Sales price is 21% of the original price. That doesn't match. This is 21% less than. So ignore this one, and this is the only one so far left that could possibly be our equation. The sales price equals 100% minus 21% times the original price. 100% minus 21 gives us our 79% times the original price, because we're only going to be paying for 79% of it, and that's our equation right there. So this is maybe hopefully a quick, easy way using some very basic, nice numbers to help us visualize what's going on here. And this is how you would translate this for any sale sort of thing where it's saying less than the original price. You will always do 100% of whatever the price was minus 21% of that, and then of the original price means multiplying it to find that new price. Now you could do the older way, which is what I think most of you have done when you're out shopping and about, but this way is actually much faster to do it mentally. And it looks cleaner here because you just have one equation instead of a two-step equation. So the next one is, we're actually going to find it. What is the sales price for an electronic device with an original price of $750? So just like this, we're going to take our original price. Oh, you know what? Let's not use all of these. Let's just type in our formula here. Our sales price is going to equal 100% minus 21%, which is 1 minus 0.21. And then we want to times that by the original price, which they gave us, of $750. Press enter, and I get $592.50. If I wanted to, just for those of you who might be a little bit more excited about using Excel, instead of typing this all in like that as an equation, I could cell reference some things. In this case, it would be a little longer for just one problem, but if you wanted to set this up and then just type in your numbers for multiple problems, it'll actually speed you up. Price, percent off, percent, you know what, let's do off here, percent here, let's do percent whole, the whole percent, and we want sales price here. So the price of ours was $750. Let's make this a little bigger here. Price of the whole, it's 100% or 1, changing that to a decimal. Percent off was 21% or 0.21. And our sales price here, we're going to take 1 using cell references, and I need this in parentheses, sorry, 1 minus the percent off, close parentheses, and multiply cell reference here, just like in the previous videos, 1 left click and let go, and then press enter to calculate it. And there we go for our sales price. The benefit of this one is if I have a bunch of these in a row, I can change this price, saying the original price is 100, and the percent off, let's say it's 80% off, and that'll calculate it in the sales price down here because I've cell referenced up here. And that's kind of convenient, but just a little tip off to the side. Now, one more thing while you're working in Excel, many times students will say they're getting hashtags or number signs in the cell, and they can't seem to get rid of it. That just means that your number is too big for the width of the column. So it's saying, just make me bigger so you can see all the digits. And that's it for question number 2.